Bat signed by everyone alive. I remember signing this bat. Oh, so that's what it was for. A deer running from a flying squirrel, caught on a camera. How do people draw like this? I can't even draw stickmen. Men, what's keeping you from looking like this? My parents weren't cousins. This bear kept wandering into my backyard, so I set up a camera and captured this. What is this man's wardrobe? What I would wear through the centuries. My little sister is getting made fun of at school because she's adopted. This is what she responded with. Well, my parents chose me. Your parents are stuck with you. For the love of all that's holy, what are you warning us against? This guy's DoorDash instructions. Call first. My sister will eat the food if she gets to it before me. Woman is duct taped to her seat after trying to open plane door during a flight. This dog keeps sneaking into our yard to use the trampoline. I always let him have his fun. Bathtubs that cannot submerge an entire adult body should be illegal. Okay, I know what you meant, but you sound like a murderer. Graffiti level 97. Photographer level 98. The only time in history where taking a poop would be a good icebreaker. My husky just experienced terminal velocity. What the hell does this mean? Romanticize your spaghetti. Got a little too excited for pasta night. How fast do you think he was running in those Crocs? It was going to be a photo of the year until my dad has a folder on his computer named Cool Dad, and it's just pictures of himself. Brother is producing colors previously thought impossible. Italian singer, English lyrics, French title, Japanese series. In 2016, I was getting picked up from the airport at 1 a.m. and I said to my Uber driver, sorry, it's so late. I hope this isn't the worst trip you've had. And he goes, nope. One time I drove a guy to his ex's house to kill her, and that's why I don't talk to Uber drivers anymore. This guy goes around the neighborhood selling barbecue like an ice cream truck guy on the weekends while the mumble rappers beefing. Miscommunication. Nobody noticed imposter dressed in a trash bag on New York Fashion Week until security stepped in. Give him some room. He can do it. Kim Kardashian cries herself to sleep over being a single parent to 4 kids. My dog bit a hole in my blanket and just sat here like this for an hour. Logistically, I knew Michelangelo's David was 17 feet tall. Somehow, knowledge does not translate as well as seeing this image. I asked my son what he was scribbling on the map. Without looking up, he replied, my plans for world domination. He's 7. Movie idea. A bully from the 80s to 90s time travels to the present to a school with diversity and inclusion. Nothing beats coleslaw or pops on a hot summer day. It's a warrant out for your arrest. Middle-aged men on Facebook posting quotes about how loyal but dangerous he is. Starter pack. Finally caught the little guys who've been knocking over my trash cans. DJs aren't real musicians. They just get up there and press buttons. Pianists. OMG. This is actually one of the arguments that led to my divorce. Levitating 6 inches off the ground. Mom told me to tell you that dinner's ready, turning my head around 180 degrees. What did she make? Hungry girl in the background, ruining hipster picture. Actually, I think she is making it 130% better. It hasn't loaded yet, but I swear, if it's that Smurf cat or strawberry elephant, you're good this time, gang. Our dog threw up last night at 4 a.m. He kept me company while I cleaned it. I accidentally printed a very tiny version of my assignment, and I'm going to hand it in as a joke. Update on this post. My professor laughed so hard she cried, and she's going to show it to all of her teacher friends. My mother was too embarrassed to tell the vet that her tortoise was well-taught, so she just said his name was Susan. If I win the lottery, I will never tell a soul, but there will be signs. Gen Z is going to have a dangerously high amount of shitty parents. Dad loses 92 pounds after he could not keep up with his kids on a hike. Ladies, let's stop this nonsense. My dog can be easily influenced. Google employee leaves to work for Bing. His co-workers presented him with this. Radioactive wild boars are rampaging around a nuclear site. Do you want orcs? Because this is how we get orcs. Hey little girl, you like candy? I sure do. Great, my nana made way too much. Biggest plot twist ever. I am crying. People who write your instead of your. What do you do with all of the time you saved? I respond to these time-wasting questions on Reddit. Rihanna is tired of fans playing Pokemon Go at her concerts. Fans are tired of Rihanna playing shows at their Pokemon gatherings. Deleting my mental health to focus more on social media. I will never accept that this woman is the English voice of Naruto. What are the chances? 26 letters in the English alphabet. 25 characters used in the file name. The chance is 1 in over 236 decillion. What slurs have you used? Every morning, I stand in front of my mirror and say them all, alphabetically or chronologically. chronologically. How do you say slurs chronologically? Oh, blah, blah. Last year, one night me and my older roommates were all playing Twister, and Mike was on the spinner, and halfway through the game, he kind of mumbled to himself, I sure hope I'm calling these right. And then everyone in the room simultaneously remembered that Mike was colorblind. I've accidentally set up push notifications for the BBC Science magazine, and it's like being followed about by an inquisitive but annoying child. Why am I seeing stars after bumping my head? What would happen if there were no moon? Cars painted using black 3.0. No, these cars just haven't been unlocked yet. Is it bad that I want to try the food from the chum bucket? Like, no, he likes you for real. He was gonna rob a zoo. I'm alright. Do you have a peacock? The bird. I could get one. Nothing like a cold can of new developments. Apparently my mum is not even home, and the person I hear puttering around the house is the carpet cleaning service. I've been yelling, grill me a cheese, at them for 20 minutes. My friend got tired of getting up to answer the door at Halloween. Look at the teachers in my yearbook. Detroit goes murder-free for 36 hours. I was just explaining to my friends how bald eagles are like pigeons in Alaska. Freedom truck. Put on this mask and charge your phone by breathing. So Bane was just charging his phone the whole time. Yes, he never wanted any trouble, just a full battery. How is it that when you are dead and a zombie, you can rip open a man's ribcage, but when you are alive, you struggle with a bag of chips? You have not experienced true panic until you come face to face with an overflowing toilet at a friend's house during a fancy party, and that's the only bathroom. And there's a line. What depths of hell did you guys spawn from? Averaged from a million frames of Last Week's Tonight. John Oliver trying to communicate through my dreams to warn me about the oncoming apocalypse. A few months ago, I learned that people who had been deaf from birth but gained their hearing later on in life often say that they expected the sun to make a noise, and I've been thinking about that ever since. My Uber driver is going through it. You deserve better. Character concept, barbarian, who was not the chosen one and could not draw the sword from the stone. Instead, they just left the whole thing and use it as a big hammer. In order to prepare for his role as the broody and depressed Batman, Robert Pattinson spent 14 years being known as the guy from Twilight. If Poland vs. Mexico was broadcasted on Netflix, before and after a 350-day hike walking across China, Foggy Harbor makes this sailboat look like it's flying. Like, what did he do wrong? Me petting my dog for 10 minutes, part 2. We got my boyfriend's dad an iPad for his 70th birthday. He promptly did this. What I've learned from watching cooking shows. Normal, gourmet, dogs of family. Would you chain your grandma outside? If she kept pissing all over the place, I would. The more attracted you are to a person, the easier it is for that individual to make you laugh. Is that why I always laugh my own jokes? I met my PlayStation friend of 9 years for my wedding. Seriously, the one on the right looked like he was birthed for spare parts in case something happened to the one on the left. Ain't no way little bro climbed 102 floors on the Empire State Building. This tree is mad tall, bro. Where are the damn leaves? This plate is the only thing which is allowed to tell me how to live my life. If you yell Andy's coming in front of the Toy Story characters at Disney, they will stop what they're doing and drop. What's on your mind? So I just found out that apparently a lemon is not naturally occurring and is a hybrid by crossbreeding a bitter orange and a citron, which means life never gave us lemons. We invented them all by ourselves. The weirdest thing about living alone is how many hours you go without speaking a single word. Bold of you to assume that I don't talk to myself. If you're single, it's probably because you're hella attractive, to the point where people don't ask you out in fear of rejection. What's an oddly romantic thing that's happened to you on a date? Was on a date with a guy and we kissed and his watch started beeping really loud and we looked down and it said, abnormal heart rate detected. A 300-year-old library tool that enables a researcher to have 7 books open at once. The original, too many tabs open. Reasons he's not texting you. Reason 1, it's a rotary phone. Need KFC Guitar Hero meal from 2009. So bad. This is how you're supposed to eat your waffles when the butter be submerged in them squares. That means you are going to have an outer body experience. Heard my dad playing the guitar and I walked in to find this. Vin Diesel got married in a white tank top and I think that was the funniest thing ever. 29-year-old me texting my mom when I arrived at the airport, when I got on the plane, when I landed, and when I got to the hotel safely. My wife was setting up her full decorations and a frog jumped on her face. Here's your flower in the worst possible container. Screw you, flower companies. An air mattress is great when you want to sleep on the floor, but not right away. I'm not sure how you have your foot in your mouth, head in your butt, and nose in my business. Yet here we are. Are you a fucking wizard? Me. Why did my alarm not go off? My alarm. Gmail is reportedly working on emoji reactions for emails. Hope this email finds you well. Me. Travel photos are always better with dinosaur toys. When someone asks why I treat everyone with respect, even when they don't deserve it, that's a human person. A guy I put in the friend zone a year ago almost got got a girlfriend today, so I told him I like him. I don't, but I need him just in case. This has to be a troll. How likely are you going to recommend Windows 10 to a friend or colleague? Please explain why. I need you to understand that people don't have conversations where they randomly recommend operating systems to one another. My mom adopted a blind Bengal. This is what he does when he gets lost or confused. When I was 6 years old, my dad told me he would give me $5 if I ever found a 4-leaf clover. I spent hours for looking one in my yard. Today, I was watering my new trees and saw this. My dad's no longer with us, but I yelled at the top of my lungs, "Dad, you owe me $5. Then why the hell would you send it to me? This nickel could save a child's life." One more from yesterday. For those that say I endanger my child, it's more likely that you fall while walking on the sidewalk than I while skating with my daughter. Do all American high school parties actually have those red plastic cups, or is this a lie created by the movies? This is like 65,000 notes and no one has answered because no one on Tumblr has been to a party. 12 stopped me and said, "Papers." I said, "Scissors." I win and left. I think he won a rematch. He's been chasing me for 45 minutes. Do not fat shame an Instagram corgi. They will come for you. That poor dog is so obese. Actually, bitch, the healthy weight for an adult male corgi is 25 to 30 pounds. He weighs 26. Go troll on someone else's page and find something better to do than hate on a precious dog that looks better than you ever will. Tags friends. Look at this bitch calling Pax so obese. God damn. Who's the dummy that missed the opportunity to name this place Uzis and Jacuzzis? I mean, come on. I had a student tell me he was going to have a dinosaur crush my car because I failed him on an exam. This is what I see today. My dad said, "Take a picture of us." And I said, 1, 2, I just want to let you guys know I'm moving out tomorrow and I won't be here to take pictures of you anymore. I pulled in behind a car, just like mine, and a third whipped in seconds later. This is the only tree that survived a tsunami in Japan. Between 70,000 trees. Today, it is protected and restored. An Italian brain surgeon had a heart attack in the middle of an operation. He powered through it when he realized his patient would never recover if he stopped. The only way I can keep track of where he is, how to use, if you really don't know how, then we suggest you find someone you really like and invite them into the shower with you to demonstrate. I did not know body wash could be so sexy and condescending. Every time I see this post, I think it's a fire extinguisher, and I get really confused. When I say I got that dog in me, this is what I mean. True. NFT owner ventures into the real world. That'll be $100, sir. I believe this. Cover it. My favorite thing about humanity is that we saw multiple creatures and were like, wouldn't it be cool if they had wings? And we were right every single time. Why do we have hands? There are many reasons. Pet the moose. Hey, man, where's your URL? There is no URL because God sent this post down to us. I was definitely born in the right generation. I love being bisexual, having 30 different choices of coffee flavors, being rude to men, and air fryers. This Tumblr post deserves to be put in history textbooks. Nostalgia, 2016, plague. Hope this explains it. When you're late to the party, so you're trying to catch up. God, please give me a sign from the sky. The sign God gave. Starbucks employees when they have to do their job. Watch me make a grown adult. Their 6 a.m. milkshake. A comparison between the biggest cruise ship in the world, 1912 versus 2013. Coke Zero guys, when they have to go 10 minutes without drinking a Coke Zero, they already had 3 cans before 8 a.m. I know I'm not the only one who went to their friend's house for a sleepover and thought, I should have stayed home. Pro tip for guys, get a job at a pizza chain, Domino's, Pizza Hut. Keep the uniform, bag, and topper when you quit. People will literally let you in anywhere. Also, the topper will let you get away with parking anywhere. Sharpening a pencil at the bin was the childhood equivalent of taking a cigarette break. I would thrive as a castle guard, leaning on my spear, luring at wenches, move along, hail citizen, halt, and so on. The 2 worst feelings in the world are not having a job and having a job. This image is kind of beautiful to me. Remember this room? No. Reject modernity. Embrace tradition. This is me. I used to beat my sister over the head with this. My son begged me for this stupid shark at the souvenir shop, then photobombed my picture. It's now my favorite picture from our visit to the Oregon coast. My mom just got her birth certificate and found out she's been spelling her name wrong for 49 years. When I was 12, mom found my birth certificate and we found out that I was born on an entirely different day than what we thought. Cow with a number 7 on his head. Mom tried roller skating today. I'm so glad we have cameras. In case you're having a bad day today. Oui. Yesterday I had a little croissant and too much coffee, and so I had a, how do you say, panic attack. They stole my laptop last night and they sent me an email using my email. I have mixed emotions now. Bro, how's it? I know I stole your laptop yesterday. I needed the money. Okay, what the It's 103 degrees out, so my daughter and niece waited for our garbage man to come by so they could run out and give them some ice cold Gatorades. I said my food wasn't spicy last time, so please make it extra spicy. And this was my receipt. I always set 2 alarms, one for the person I want to be, and one for the person I actually am. Business class passenger who orders vegan breakfast gets given a single banana. Samurai Warriors 4 straight up lets you turn off women. Jesus, why? Incel Maxim. A German police attitude to eco-warriors gluing his hand to the road. Finding it difficult to remove his hand, they dig up the part of the road his hand is stuck to and release him. Sort yourself out now. Brilliant. Google turned 25 years old today. Leonardo DiCaprio just switched to Yahoo. Found. If you lost a wad of 20s wrapped in a rubber band. I found your rubber band. She saw the kids playing on it, and now she meows until you rock her. Apple spent $27 billion on research and development last year. You will never eat chicken nuggets again. Readers added context. This is manufacturing of rubber bands, not chicken nuggets. Cheating on Domino's with Pizza Hut. Well done, Philip. We are proud. I want your stuff packed and out by the morning. I thought you were different. This is what 250,000 bouncy balls look like. They were released by Sony in a random street in San Francisco. If I were a magic wizard, I wouldn't hurt people when they annoyed me. I would just put these really messed up random curses on them. Like, every time they saw a school bus, they would poop their pants. Or every time someone said the word Thursday, they would pretend they were a dragon for 20 seconds. I think you would be a very good wizard. My mother is drunk. I walked into the kitchen to find her having aligned the potatoes in size order. This plate, I thought kids kept ding-dong ditching my house. Turned out it was just this guy. I love how majestic the bald eagle looks from the side, but from straight on, it looks scared and confused. Stuck on a Saturday night with no plans, I decided to buff on my makeup skills and attempt to get into a bar without being carded. Needless to say, worked. This is how I really look. Guys will see this and just think, hell yeah. Whenever I eat mushrooms, I think about how one day mushrooms are going to eat me. I make sure to chew really gently so they will return the favor on my corpse. Hey man, me, through a mouthful of gently chewed mushrooms. Yeah? One time in high school, I retook a chemistry class simply because the boy I liked was in the class. Obviously things didn't work out, but I did somehow get 96% in the class, which bumped up my GPA and awarded me a 3,500 scholarship, so thanks Riley. He used Snapchat gender switch filter to pose as a 16-year-old girl online and take down a police officer allegedly trying to meet up. Absolute king. Hey, I'm talking shit about you to my friend. What pronouns do you prefer? Just trying to be respectful about it. This is what Jimmy Fallon looks like. Instead of an escape room, someone should open a heist room where you and the boys do a heist, rob a bank or casino, and then get chased by pretend cops. You can experience the thrill of a heist without the fear of incarceration. Our school has this policy, which basically says there is no excuse for not turning in your assignments, and that you must turn them in, even if you have to carve it into a stone tablet. So this kid carved his 8-page essay into $70 worth of limestone, and the award goes to, my conspiracy theory is that time travel is real, and someone keeps trying to fix 2020 by changing something, but every time they do, they unwittingly make it worse. How else do you explain the sudden disappearance of murder hornets? They saved us from those, but at what cost? What lives in your mind rent-free? Remember when J. Cole got his phone stolen out of his pocket by a fan, and they called Jay-Z from it, but he wasn't answering, so they called from their phone, and he picked up. Remembering when I was a kid, watching an equestrian jumping competition with my mum, there was a wall that got higher with every round. It was over 6 feet. It was nerve-wracking. The horse and the rider made their approach, and right before the jump, they stopped. The rider calmed his horse and then took off his helmet with a flourish. The audience cheered. I turned to my mum. What does that mean? It means he cares more for his horse than the game. The audience is letting him know that they respect him for that. I told a group of teenagers that when I was their age, we had to pay 10 cents per text message, and now they think I'm a liar. I genuinely love that Daniel Radcliffe made his Harry Potter money and has just dedicated himself to playing weird little guys ever since. Like, he doesn't need the money, so he just picks roles for the fun. Chemistry, more like chemistry, because I have no idea what's going on. Calculus, more like calculus, because a piece of my sanity dies with every question. Biology, more like biology, because I'm out. Math, more like no. Every day my toddler will ask me if I have to go to work, and if the answer is no, he will get so excited that it makes my heart explode to know that at such a young age, he can already appreciate how much work sucks. I thought you might like to know that here, in Spain, Sabel's bus service has unveiled its new mascot, Bussy. His name is what? LG in 2015, Apple in 2023. Me who finally learned to drive. The imaginary parkour man I envisioned when I was a bored car passenger. Car full of boys slowly pulls up to me while I'm walking home from the beach. Thinks I'm about to be catcalled. Boy 1. Yo, me. Sweats nervously. Where did you get the boba? Oh, it's just down the street on the right. God, I fucking told you, Jared. Possibly the sweetest act of kindness I've seen. A family had electricians in every week for the past 6 weeks, and their little boy was obsessed with them. He hounded them with questions, kindness, and constant offers to help. The little boy just received this from them. Me, 0.02 milliseconds after handing in my exam, as my brain begins producing the most crystal clear apparition of each and every correct exam answer, as well as every facet of material knowledge, known or unrevealed to men, within a fourth dimensional plane of intuitive awareness. My husband won't stop nutsing me. Help. My husband has been enjoying pulling all these nuts traps on me, and it's been months now. I'm not as quick-witted, so I just keep deep sighing or eye-rolling, and occasionally asking him, do you love me? Is there any way I can do to get him back? Maybe good, non-suspicious nuts. I only nutsed him once so far. I googled lots of what am I reading? His mom confirmed he was dropped when he was a baby.